Hey, what's up guys? It's Richie from JailBreak Overlander. Welcome to another episode. This week I am joined by Matt.
Matt from Stock Adventures on Instagram.
And soon on YouTube. Matt has a beautiful, what year?
95 Supercharged 80 series.
And it's beautiful. I've had the opportunity to camp, overland, and actually go four-wheeling in Moab with Matt and his newly minted bride. Today we're going to take a walk around and an in-depth look at his vehicle, which is probably one of the cleanest Supercharged 80 series I've had the pleasure of seeing.
Alright, so it's my 95 Land Cruiser. Bought it from a guy I worked with probably 8-9 years ago. Bone stock. Kept it real clean along the way. But pretty much I built the whole truck myself. I was a Toyota tech for about 15 years at the dealership, so I did all the work myself. Let's start with the inside, I guess.
Alright.
New seats. All individually circuited switches for all the lights, my fancy carbon fiber dash kit, brand new seat covers I had done.
Who made the seats covers?
Limbs Auto Upholstery.
Nice.
Yep.
So you have the back set up the same way I do. You remove the back seat and the jump seats completely.
Yeah, I don't really carry people around, and I like to have the extra space for whatever I need. And honestly, it's kind of reduced weight.
That's what I think. So
as heavy as these trucks already are, and the way it's been loaded up with, you know, the bumpers and the drawers that are in there, it's just less weight, and I don't carry people around, so.
Right. Okay, so you've got the Dobinson slide out drawer kits. Are you digging these?
I absolutely love these things.
This is nice hardware, huh?
They're great. The only thing I'm not thrilled about is they don't lock. So if you're not parked level, then they don't stay open, especially the fridge. It all works.
There's no locking on the sliders.
Yeah, there's no lock on the slider, so it doesn't stay in place if you're on an incline. But if, you know,
I'm getting close to you to make sure I get this on audio.
Since we're parked the way it is, obviously it's going to stay open. But otherwise, it's been a game changer for me. Pretty much all my gear, tools, extra stuff that I carry with me. And then it has the wings as well that you can open up. So it has the extra wings for extra storage, and it has enough room for me to eliminate all the extra boxes that I always carry in here.
Right, so, right.
I dig them quite a bit.
And you're using just a single compressor?
Yep, just the small one from ARB. For me, it's been great. I've had it in there a few years with no issues. So and I like where it's mounted. It's convenient.
That's a good spot because I've got the Extreme Air and it's taking up this entire area, and the controls for it are taking up the entire quarter panel mount that I had that my ARB used to sit in. That is fancy.
Yeah, well, Toyota first aid right there.
Yeah, look at that.
Standard in most newer Toyotas these days.
You got a roof attic? Who makes that?
So that's Blue Ridge Overland gear.
Oh yeah, those guys. I have so much stuff in my truck. I think they make great stuff.
Yeah, it is great stuff. That's perfect for keeping your extra loose things in the truck that just go up there. I got a solar panel, towels, some extra shoes.
So when I say the inside is clean, when I say this is one of the cleanest vehicles, I mean the inside is ridiculously clean. So isn't the outside. I mean, he's a Toyota tech, has been for a long time. Now this all looks very, very familiar to me, except I noticed that you've got factory Toyota True Start batteries, and I think they fit in there super, huh? And you've used them, no issues?
Yeah, I've always gone with this. I mean, I was at the dealer, so it was very accessible, and the price was good for me, so I did that. And for auxiliary battery, I mean, it seems to be fine. I'd like to upgrade eventually, but I mean, it's working good for me right now.
If it works, stick with it. I mean, I went overboard and I'm regretting it.
Yeah, the National Luna dual battery system has been working flawlessly for me. So I'm going to stick with it until something happens.
Oh, you mounted that right to the firewall too, huh? That's nice, dude.
Yeah,
I made a little bracket for mine when I had it in there.
Yeah, I just modified where the solenoid mounts. I slid it up so it would fit. It would fit there. I drilled new holes in the bracket, so now it's it's in there tight, and it all works the way it's supposed to.
Now you've done some serious modifications to this, as far as you just recently replaced the entire harness for the truck. That's a big job, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about an 8-hour job.
And they're almost impossible to find in the package because they're discontinued, correct?
Yeah, discontinued from the dealership. I was able to find it from cruiserparts.net. They were able to source a new one for me.
Wow.
So
that's a score.
My issue was right in here next to the EGR pipe, like everybody else has the issue with it. It melts the harness and causes random drivability issues. So I replaced it. It was worth the investment. I've got so much into the truck that I might as well update everything.
Oh, I'm sitting right here next to it too. This is the next thing I wanted you to talk about. You just did the mass airflow center from Wits End, in land tank, and you also put Subaru WRX injectors in this.
Yep, I did.
That all works with the supercharger?
It works really well. It allows the computer to finally compensate for the amount of extra air going in, and it allows to trim the computer right. So it runs great. I recommend it. If you have no issues with your truck the way it's running now, then I definitely recommend it. If you have any issues, it's going to amplify it like it did mine. So, and
that's what you're trying to work out right now, basically.
I'm still working out a few things, but overall, the truck's running pretty good.
Yeah, Rick offered me those injectors a while back, I think when he first came out with them, but I didn't understand what they did, and he didn't really have time to explain it, but I think I might go that route as well.
Yeah, highly recommend it.
And where did you get these intake?
So Rick provides that.
These?
He provides all that stuff, the housing, the intake ducting, all comes with the kit.
Wow.
So it's all top notch.
Wits End and Land Tank do make great stuff. I've got a lot of both of those on my vehicle right now.
Yep.
Oh, that's a nice intake. I like that. And that allowed you to square this up, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, because mine's all crooked.
Yep. It's the perfect fit.
So dual batteries, you still have ABS, you still have your original canister.
Yep.
National Luna, Supercharged. Now, what's this little guy right here? You got a solar controller on top of your cruise control. You still have cruise control.
Yeah.
I yanked that when I first got the truck, and I regret it.
It's nice to have, especially on those long trips cross country. But yeah, it's a solar controller, plugs right in, leave it on the hood, works great.
Nice. I got to see if I can. Okay, Matt, we already talked about this, but let's go over it again. This is a Binks front bumper. He still does make them, but he's elusive like that guy Costa Fabrications, correct?
Yeah.
They build them when they feel like it. They're hard to get a hold of, but I mean, it's beautiful.
He had an issue, I think, with getting some of the plates cut from the CNC machine, but I think he's worked that out, and he's putting them out as far as I know. I wanted something different than the ARB. I saw this and I was like, I absolutely have to have this, and it's super stout, super slim, high clearance.
Well, we tested it in Moab.
Yeah.
I mean, remember the guy that rolled over in his Jeep, and then we were the next in line to go right up it, and we did.
Yep. man. We got one coming.
We called one. I don't know. It was Nation's Towing. Really? What's up? Do you know Moab Motorsports? I can find that. The guy should be here any second now. So.
What type of winch are we looking at here?
It's the Warren Xeon 10S. It seemed to be stout enough for this truck and fits real snug in here. It's been nothing but great.
And being a Land Cruiser owner, you probably don't even get a chance to use it hardly ever, right?
Yeah, maybe once. That's
Isn't
about
it crazy?
Yeah.
Isn't it totally crazy?
It's hard to get stuck. I've used it more to pull other people out than anything.
Me too.
So.
Factor 55 flat link.
Yep.
What type of lights are these? You told me about these before, and I could.
These are just eBay lights. eBay,
There's
Amazon.
no liquid. There's no condensation in there.
No,
That's everything.
They're all
That's it.
waterproof lights. This has been on here for a couple years, and it looks new still. There's no oxidation or anything.
Nothing.
And it's bright, and it does everything I need. I just refuse to spend $1,000 on lights.
Which you can easily do.
These are okay. These could be upgraded to something nice, but they still work for me.
Now this looks like you were rolling with some YouTube freak who made you put a sticker on there and put a camera there so he could videotape his own truck.
Yep.
Am I right?
Yep.
Nice. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Richie from JailBreak Overlander, and I am here in Moab, Utah, the absolute mecca of four-wheel drive. Okay, what do you got on the sides here? You got rock rails, rock sliders, like
rock sliders. They're Rocky Mountain or Rocky Road outfitters.
Rocky Road Outfitters made the sliders that were on my Jeep that I gave to my ex.
They're super heavy. I mean, I think they said if you can bend them, they'll warranty them for life.
Wow.
And that hasn't been an issue. And I've used them, as you know, in Moab.
Yep, we have.
So the other side comes with the skid plate for the catalytic converters, and it's been used, and they've been great.
And what about the transfer case? What do you got going on under there?
Right now, just a little factory tinfoil skid that I need to do something about.
Careful driving. You can usually get around that when you're bashing through stuff like I am. You're hitting your iron pig.
Yep.
Okay. Let's take. Okay, Matt. What do you got on there for tires and rims?
Toyo Open Country MTs. They're my second set. I love them. Super quiet on the highway for a mud terrain, anyways. Factory wheels. I had powder coated. Put little TRD stickers on there to spruce them up.
They look good. They look good, and these tires did well in Moab. Yeah. It looks like you still got some red dirt from Moab in there, actually.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Literally, how crazy is that? Yeah. Okay, the rear looks really familiar. I'm going to guess that's a 4x-Labs rear bumper.
Yep, 4x4
Probably
Labs.
One of the most common bumpers for an 80 series there is.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the most high clearance bumper out there as far as I can tell.
Without a doubt. And like I told Mike from Last Line of Defense, he's new to the 80 scene. Once that bumper slams on a shelf in Moab and nothing bad happens, you'll love this rear bumper.
Yep. Same basic bumper. Couple different attachments and whatnot, but I really like the bumper. I mean, it's tucked up in there.
First time you come off of a step in Moab and that thing slams and nothing bad happens, you'll love your bumper. Keep coming, don't stop. Passenger. Passenger. Straighten out. Passenger, a little more, brother, a little more. A little more, yep. And then straight down, nice and easy. And there it is. That was scary, wasn't it? I go through a lot of these arms myself. They rip off on me all the time.
Yeah.
I got new ones from Luke, and I already broke one, so.
I haven't had that issue. I try to be careful not to let them slam open.
Right.
That's usually what breaks
exactly.
those. So otherwise, it's been great. I did a powder coating to try to match the factory charcoal color, and I think it looks pretty sharp. Some of it's coming off. It's been years, but
it happens.
Overall, it's been great. So,
all right. So you've got the new roof nest the roof nest Falcon up top.
Yep, roof nest
Now,
Falcon.
when I first found out about that, I thought it was a direct knockoff of the Alucab Expedition 3, but upon closer inspection, this appears to be a knockoff or a very similar tent to the Go Fast Camper's tent.
Yeah.
It's 6 inches tall, closed. It's got a great mattress in it. He's put in new hardware all the way around, good zippers, and the entire fabric can be zippered out and re-zippered in.
Correct.
And the entire shell's made out of composite and aluminum. That's awesome.
Yeah, like I said last night, I think was my 4th or maybe 5th night in it, and it's the best camping sleep I've ever had.
Sweet.
So.
You can't ask for better than that. And the entire top is dying for a solar panel.
Yeah, it'll get one too.
Cool.
As much as I love the Oz tent, but doing 6 weeks on the road with it,
Right.
setting it up,
Yeah.
strapping it to the roof, it got kind of old. So we wanted to try this out.
1, 2, it's open. Put the 2 sticks in, tent's ready.
Yep.
Closing it up, it's the same setup, opening and closing as my Alucab. It's identical. So, what do you got here for an awning?
ARB awning. That's been on forever. It's I think it's the 2000 model, and I just mounted it straight to the side of the Prinsu rack, and it's been great. I've had the wind pick it up. I swore it was destroyed and bent, but sure enough, it held up. It's been on there for probably 6-7 years on different rack setups.
I've done a video on that where I actually installed one right where your truck's parked.
Yeah.
The moment I opened it, the wind ripped it over the top of the truck and bent it to shit.
Yeah.
And I know you just put King shocks in there recently. How are you digging these things?
Over the old man Emu shocks that were on it, it's night and day.
Is it worth it, in your opinion?
I think it's worth it, yeah. And they're fully rebuildable.
Right.
Send them out when you need. Great quality, and I tell you what, going down the back roads, the washboard roads is way different than it used to be with the old man Emus. Still running the old man Emu heavy springs.
That's all right. I just heard that you picked up a set of King springs with a 4-inch lift, so you're going to try those out and see how those work, right?
Yeah, nice guy just handed those over to me.
Sweet. Everybody that comes to my house leaves with Toyota parts. Mike from Last Line, I wasn't kidding. So, yep. You've got, I see you got land tank extensions for your rear sway bar in the rear.
Yep. I put those on before Moab. They've been pretty good.
Yep, I've had them on there for a while. It's one thing I usually don't have to worry about. They don't come apart too easy.
Nope.
Anything else underneath the truck that we need to know about? I think we got the skids, the bar work, the bash plates, everything.
Yeah.
Suspension.
Yeah, suspension. I'm gonna fine tune that over the next few months. Need some upgrades, bushings and stuff. But
yeah, bushings are important. I didn't realize that till my last trip got ruined by bad control arm bushings. Now, is this a stock stock exhaust, or is this aftermarket?
It's Borla catback system.
Borla's good stuff, man.
It's been great. Really no issues with it, and I love the sound.
It does sound great.
Especially with the Supercharger. That definitely changed the tones before it was installed. It had a little bit of a drone to it, but with that on, it's perfect. I
love the whine of the Supercharger, man. The whistle.
Yeah.
You got wheel spacers on this?
I do. Yep. What do I have? Trail gear spacers. They've been great.
No issues snapping studs?
No issues. Just make sure they're torqued properly when you put them on. I think a lot of people, they over torque them and they crack them.
So I noticed back here you've got a switch panel, carbon fiber, 4 switches, a 12-volt outlet, USBs. Did you do all that yourself?
I did. Yeah. What I did, this is a panel. I think it's a Blue Sea panel. I can't quite remember. It's off the eBay, but I do have an actual Blue Sea fuse box behind here. My compressor is wired here, auxiliary power, and it works great. I just cut out that standard ashtray that's in here.
Yep.
I mounted that in there.
You're one of the few 80 series that still have this entire thing intact. I like that. I think it looks nice. I mean, your interior, the stuff that you did with the carbon fiber, you're still digging that because it looks great, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully the camera's picking this up, but it looks beautiful.
I wanted to try to keep it as stock. I didn't want to tear it up too much.
Right. Right.
So, basically the seats are out and that's what, just more room. That's the only thing I really removed. Otherwise, I've tried to keep it pretty much factory.
Have you had any issues blowing speakers in this? Are you running Polk speakers up front like the rest of us?
I think there are Rockfords in the front.
Really?
And Infinities in the back. They're old. The guy I bought the truck from did it, and they're okay. I mean,
did you do the Pioneer head unit that I can see?
I did, yeah. I put that in there. Has backup camera that is pretty useless now with the rear bumpers on there, but
right.
You can still see a little bit.
I put an additional backup camera on mine, and I got to do another one. I want one I can turn on when I want to turn it on, not just when it's in reverse, and you know why.
Yeah.
It seems like every time I asked somebody to do that for me, they didn't understand what I was talking about. It's reverse only, and it sucks. But
I think that Garmin Overlander
I've got the Garmin Overlander sitting on my countertop.
Has those available wireless cameras that do interest me, especially the front and rear. That would be
I'll
nice.
tell you what. I ordered that Garmin. I paid as much as I did for the Magellan TRX when it first came out. When I was on Imaging Pass, it does a whole bunch of great features that the other ones don't have.
Mm-hmm.
I was on Imaging, and it kept telling me to do a U-turn to go to Imaging when I was already on it. I really hope that was user error, and then sadly I had issues with the truck, so I got to figure that out. But I got the Garmin Overlander in the house, so I got a Magellan.
Cool.
At any rate, Matt, I want to thank you for your time. This was great. This truck is one of my favorites. I've had the pleasure of wheeling with you before in this thing. It does phenomenal. And apparently your schedule's changed, so you got to head home. But before November, or as soon as you can, we got to hit the trails up. I got some really, really good trails that are definitely video worthy.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back up.
All right. It's a quick enough ride, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's not that bad at all, man.
Yeah, it's like 8 hours. You know, when doing cross country, that's nothing. You know.
All right, so it's Ailstock Adventures, AYLESTOCK Adventures on Instagram. I'll link that in the description.
Yep.
And anything else you want to link, I'll leave it in the description. Thank you for your time. We are out.